If you run a youth treatment program, your target is emotions and behaviors. There are key biological mechanisms at play in emotion and behavior. If you don't know and use these mechanisms intentionally, they can wreak havoc in your unit. If you do, your unit and facility can run really well. When your administration chooses a treatment program, the designers of that program selected elements of these biological mechanisms. The elements they select depend upon their lived experience. When someone designs a program, they take something from, say, here, or maybe something from here, and then sell it to your facility, often for a large chunk of your operating budget. If a program uses a feature of this biological mechanism and a little from this one, even if they used all of this and all of this, then it may only be 1 or 2/5 as successful as it could be, a fraction as safe as it might be. It might only meet a fraction of your youth's needs. If your program uses credible messenger, it likely targets this component of homeostasis, survival partner, more specifically, conspecific parity. If these other components are missing, you run the risk of decoupling the credible from the messenger. If your program uses a points and levels system, it likely targets this component of dopamine, higher order conditioning. If these other components are missing, not just within dopamine, but the other mechanisms as well, you run the risk of using higher order conditioning not to increase youth's homeostatic predictability, but to serve staff and schedule. If your program uses trauma-informed practices, it likely targets homeostasis and dopamine, specifically safety and agency, as long as it strengthens youth's grooves for empowerment and survival rather than victim. What might your program look like if it intentionally applied all of these biological mechanisms? If your staff and program managers knew these mechanisms, you may not need to scout and purchase the next IT program. You may be able to design your own treatment program based on the needs of your specific population. You could have the knowledge and skill set to tweak it as you need it. Then the money you spend on treatment programs could be spent on keeping good staff, hiring more staff, providing better training and employee retention benefits. There's a perception that these mechanisms are too complicated to understand. They're not. They're the same mechanisms your staff access innately. Some of your staff may innately use some of these mechanisms, while another staff innately accesses others. Training all staff in the key biological mechanisms underlying emotion and behavior can allow every staff to intentionally apply all these biological mechanisms. You don't have to worry that these treatment tools will never make it out of the training room and onto your unit. They're already on unit before your staff even arrive. They're literally in the bodies of the youth, waiting in every unit or cell. You don't have to worry about staff buy-in. Staff carry in these treatment mechanisms with them onto the unit. These elements aren't that complicated. We just haven't had the language or science to share them with each other. If you want to learn more, here are some videos to get you started. I'm Kelly with Body and Behavior Institute. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. See you next time.